It's weird because what made me get into the film industry was I had an injury in my work, and then that kind of like made me reevaluate what exactly I wanted to do.
It was definitely a bit of a risk for me, and I kind of took a bit of a jump because I was already in a career already.
I was also interested in the behind the scenes of any movies that we watched. I loved watching that and like the bonus features of like the DVDs.
I would say filmmaking is when you have an idea and you're willing to put yourself out there and create that idea, put it into the world, and see what people think.
Filmmaking to me is a plan set in motion. The actual shooting of a project is always the shortest.
Funny enough, I actually probably would have been trying to go play hockey somewhere, which I love hockey, but I'm glad I came and did this. But in my head, there's no reality where I don't come into film. This has been it for years and years and years now, so.
I think when I first got into filmmaking, I didn't really think I had it in me. I was just kind of like, well, I mean, this is kind of interesting. It kind of like, you know, fits me. Maybe I'll give it a try and see what happens. But then I did it and I saw what I was capable of and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm in the right direction. Right now, I'm just thinking small. Like I want to do projects and I want to do as many filmmaking projects as I can, but I don't want to just go into it thinking, oh, I'm going to make it big. I'm going to be a big-time film director, a big-time writer. Like I think it is good to sort of think that way, but you're kind of doomed from the start because you're going to be having your ups and you're going to be having your downs. But if you just go into it just to make things, then you're gonna have a good time. So I would say it's more of a passion for me. My first interaction with filmmaking, or I guess the first short film that I made, was I was with my best friend in elementary school, and she had this wiener dog, and we decided it'd be cool if we did like a Blair Witch Project style where we were running away from a small wiener dog, and then it eventually killed us in the end. that was our first introduction to filmmaking, and I mean, I never really considered it to be part of like a true passion that I would pursue later in life, like as an adult, but here I am, and I'm loving it, so.
For my film journey, the motto I've kind of had recently is patience. I started off being very just like, I need to make stuff now, which I kind of believe in still, but I've been thinking a lot more about patience for my next project, you know, like what do I want to be doing in the industry? Like I don't want to just be making kind of little YouTube videos forever, you know, I want to be making movies, right? So I've been taking a lot more time just to think about what I want to make specifically this year in terms of short films and like what festivals we want to go to. So it's like, even what we've made our last couple years, we've been taking, you know, I've spent the most time in the edit on my last project. We're still working on it a year after we started working on it, right? And with the goal of it going to some legitimate festivals, you know, and I'm not calling, you know, Okanagan not legitimate, but like we want to try to go to Vancouver with it and stuff like that. And if we don't, that's okay, because my next one will, you know, like that's kind of the motto I want to have going forward. If you're not passionate about it, what are you doing? You know, like it's, you know, you're spending sometimes 16, 17 hours on set. If you don't like what you're doing, you're gonna fucking hate film, you know, like, because it's grueling, right? And it's like, even I've learned very recently in the writing stage, it's not easy. You can spend hours upon hours just trying to write a scene and have a blank page. And if you don't love doing it, you're not gonna make it anywhere. So you have to have the passion, and like I said, the passion will dictate the way of life you live. Like I said, going on to 16-hour film sets and getting very little sleep and just kind of toughening up in the morning and doing it all over again.
I guess how I kind of got into it was back in like middle school, I would take my iPad and I had iMovie, and so I was doing little movie trailers and little movies with my younger siblings and cousins, and I was like, oh, this is really fun. And I was also interested in the behind the scenes of any movies that we watched. I loved watching that and like the bonus features of like the DVDs. So that's kind of where that interest began, and it wasn't until after high school that I thought to pursue that as a career, and I'm definitely glad I did.
Everyone's kind of film journey is different. Nobody has a set path from the get-go. Some people go to film school, some people just know someone in film, and where you end up is also really could be anywhere. You could start as a PA and end up as a director. You could start as a grip and end up as a gaffer. There's so many different paths you can take, and I'd be remiss to not call my film journey so far something like crazy. When I think about getting another job outside of film, the only thing I can think of is why would I want to do that? I love working 12-hour days on movies. Like, it's hell, it is, but at the end of the day, I go home and I go, I'm so glad I'm doing this and not working a 4-hour shift at a coffee shop. To me, filmmaking it's not necessarily the act of creating a film, but it's the creativity behind it. There's so many people who work in the film industry and work just paycheck to paycheck. They show up, do their job, go home, don't think about it at all. I wouldn't necessarily consider that filmmaking, although they are part of a film. I would say filmmaking is when you have an idea and you're willing to put yourself out there and create that idea, put it into the world and see what people think. Being creative with it. And anybody can be a filmmaker. If you have an iPhone and an idea, I mean, we see it on TikTok, we see it on Instagram, all these people making these funny, or sometimes not funny, a lot of the time not funny, short sketches that get a lot of views. And in a way, that is filmmaking, right? We're creating something that we're proud of to show the world. So as long as you're doing that, I'd say you're a filmmaker.
You know, there's a lot of ups and downs of trying to make it on your own instead of just kind of taking, I'll say, like the studio set routes that we have in Kelowna. When I can come up with a plan with the team and then go out and execute on that plan, it's just very rewarding feeling, as well as, yeah, like you're battling everything when you're out there. So it's a huge team effort. I'd also say, though, it's group storytelling. Everybody can add in little parts, obviously if the director allows it or thinks it's right, but film is a huge, just collaborative effort for everybody. If something can go wrong, it will go wrong on a film set, and at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're there just to control an environment, to get actors to do what you want, change the sun and the lighting to how you want it to look, right? And things will always go wrong. It's just inevitable. It's like, oh, it's raining today. What are we gonna do? You just figure it out, right?
I'm always thinking about film. I love film, I love storytelling. So there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about filmmaking on some level or in some capacity. So at the end of the day, I would probably say that it's more of a way of life. When I'm on set with the crew, I'm typically very excited because we're filmmaking, and I love meeting new people. I love collaborating. I love working with people. So it doesn't matter what type of project we're working on. It's always exciting to meet new people and collaborate, and it's important. When I went to film school, I would say one of the things that I learned fairly quickly was to own your vision and really stand by it. Trust in your gut, trust that you know what you're after, what you want, and I always think it's important to have people's input, and that's part of the collaboration is working together to form a production. But I also do think that it's important to stay true to your own vision as well, especially if you're in a role of, say, directing or director of photography. You definitely want to have that collaboration there. But I think staying true to your vision is very important.
Is working in the film industry a career, passion, or way of life? I think it's all three, to me, honestly. It's become a passion of mine, it's become a career now, and to me, it's now a way of life for me. It's what I do every single moment of my day. Every night I sleep, I'm dreaming of filming. So yeah, it's definitely all-encompassing, everything in a way. When I'm on set with the crew, it makes me feel, I mean, you'd say 10 times better in a way, just the energy that you're absorbing off of other people and just all the different types of energy and personalities. I mean, it's like going to like a little high school party in a way, but this time like you get to make a beautiful product and you're just having fun with friends at the same time.
I would say there's a lot of filmmakers around because, I mean, everyone has different reasons. So in the filmmaking industry, there's a lot of money. Entertainment itself is just, there's so much money to be, to go around. But for me personally, and I'm sure a lot of people, it's just expression. Expressing your creativity and expressing any sort of deep emotion you have within yourself, or even with something or someone else, and being able to project that so then you can show other people exactly what it is that you're feeling or you're trying to tell somebody. It's just storytelling. And I think the world has a lot of unique storytellers that all has something that they want to share. So a lot of it is just expression and just sharing your story.
I think there's a lot of people entering the filmmaking industry because storytelling is debatably the most important thing that we do as human beings. It's how we learn. It's how we prevent mistakes. It's how we pass on information generation to generation. Everybody's got a story to tell. I think our generation maybe sees that a lot.
I think a lot of us have, like with the creative mind, a lot of us have been through a lot. We have dealt with a lot, and we just like to find a way to bring that out and showcase ourselves and maybe other people that are, dealing with that. So yeah, I think that's a big reason why a lot of people are getting in. Mental health has been a big thing that's grown a lot, and yeah, I think just people are really starting to be more open to sharing their experiences and wanting to be transparent about who they are.
But I think it's just important to be like, take care of yourself, especially your mental health, and just make sure like you're good and you're not having to like break your back just to satisfy somebody else's needs. You need to like make sure to put yourself first. So I've seen it a lot already in the industry that people are like just wearing themselves to the bone, and I think it's important that people like put their foot down and go like, no, this is too much, or no, I need a break, or like, no, I need to step away from film for a little bit and then come back into it, because that's a really good way for I feel like a passion to die if you're like just constantly breaking your back and you're not enjoying it anymore. So just always feed that passion, and if you're feeling like you need a chance to take a break, then do it, and don't feel shame for it ever. So.